I have a dummy mark sheet that I have created for 10th standard A section, and to do this I have used the LibreOffice Calc spreadsheet software. In this video we will learn how to save it in various formats. By default, if I need to save this file, I click on File and use the Save option, and we see that the keyboard shortcut for this is also Ctrl S. And we also notice that there is a shortcut right here which will also help us save this file. I'll not use that. I will use the long format of clicking on File and clicking on Save. It gives me this dialog box, and for this demonstration I will choose to save this file on my desktop, and I will call it Marks Sheet 10A. Now I don't need to do anything else because this is the default that we are demonstrating, and I click on Save. Just one thing I wanted to point out is this option here called as Save with Password. If I want to protect this spreadsheet so that nobody will be able to view this spreadsheet, I can use this option. That's not the demonstration in this video, just pointing it out. So let me not choose that and simply click on Save. Once I do that, we notice the name of the file here on the left hand side top. I can't point it out, but if you notice the left hand side top of the screen, it says Marks Sheet 10A.ods. Let me close this, and we see the same thing here, Marks Sheet 10A.ods, and we know that the file has been saved. ODS stands for Open Document Spreadsheet, and we need an open software like a LibreOffice Calc or perhaps an open office suite to use this. Microsoft Excel will also perhaps be able to use it or open it, but specifically if we are sending this spreadsheet to somebody who is using the Microsoft Windows operating system and perhaps a Microsoft Office suite which uses MS Excel, we will have to save it in a different format so that they will be able to view the file. So to do that, we follow pretty much the same, except this time instead of clicking on File Save, I will choose to File Save As. The shortcut is Ctrl Shift S. So I click on File Save As, and it's giving me the same dialog box, except I will not make any changes here. Instead, I will make changes here. It says all formats, and I click on that, and it gives me various formats I can choose from. Now, if I scroll down, I see a couple of formats here. It says XML, XLSX, and XLS. And all of these start with the word Microsoft, indicating that these will be easier to view on the Microsoft platform. Two very popular ways of saving spreadsheets in Microsoft is to use either the XLSX, which is the more later versions, or XLS, which is the older versions. So let's choose XLSX, which also uses the XML formatting. So let me click on that, and I know that this has been chosen. So Marks Sheet 10A.xlsx, that's the format in which it will be saved. I click on Save, and it will warn me. It says this document may contain a certain kind of formatting or content that cannot be saved in this XML format. Do I want to continue? I will go ahead and say use this format and save it. Now that's done. I close this. Now we see that this version is .xlsx. So if you are sending an email to one of your colleagues or somebody who uses the Microsoft platform, try and save the spreadsheet in the .xlsx format and then send it so that it opens up in their Microsoft Excel software. So when I don't want people to make any changes to this mark sheet, there are two ways to do this. So the first way is to click on File and then click on Export. When I click on Export, this dialog box allows me from this format drop down window to choose either the PDF or the PNG format. If I choose the PNG format, which stands for Portable Network Graphic Format, it will create an image of this mark sheet. And if I choose .pdf, PDF stands for Portable Document Format, it will create a PDF file. So let's demonstrate both of that. I'll choose PNG. I saved it. This is the default. I will not make any changes. Click OK. I will also do a file export PDF. So let's take a look at both of those options once it is saved. I choose PDF, I click on save, and it gives me a dialog box which I can use to make changes. I'm not going to do any of that. I'll choose the default options and click on export. Once I've done that, let me close this. And on my desktop, I see a .png format and I see a .pdf format. Most computers will be able to open the .png format because most computers are able to open images. So if I double click, your default image viewer will open. It's like seeing or opening a picture on your computer. So this is the sheet that we have. This is the mark sheet in the PNG format. Okay, that was about the image. Now we notice that we also saved the version as a PDF. To view this file, you need something called as a PDF reader. Most computers come with a default PDF reader. Otherwise, we need to install a PDF reader either by Adobe or Ocular or some such PDF reader. If that's installed, I will be able to double click on it and we notice that this PDF has opened. Now the thing about both this PDF and the image file is that I will not be able to make any changes to this spreadsheet. I can only view it. I can perhaps even copy it. See, PDF allows me to copy these things and perhaps paste it somewhere, but the image doesn't allow me to copy anything because everything is an image. So we have seen 4 formats: ODS, XLS for Microsoft, PNG, which becomes a picture, and the PDF format. Now let me open this again. So we are back in this file and we saw that we can click on file and click on export as PDF, which is like a shortcut to creating PDFs. There is a toolbar shortcut also to do this, which is this export as PDF, which does the same thing. Now the very last format we want to discuss in this video is called as CSV, or comma separated values. Now the unique thing about comma separated values is sometimes people will ask you to send a spreadsheet in a CSV format because they need to upload that into some other software that has been built. So they don't want a spreadsheet, they want the same spreadsheet data in a comma separated values format. And the way to do that is very similar to how we chose to save it in an XLS format, that is file, save as, and here under all formats scroll down and choose CSV. Here there is text CSV format, which essentially what it does is it removes all the formatting and it sends only the data by separating each data item by commas, using commas. So let me choose CSV and click on save, and it warns me. I accept this warning and click on use text CSV format, and I choose all the default options, not making any changes here, and clicking on OK. As soon as I do that, I notice that there is a text file saved here. Now this is a text file, which means you will be able to just open it using a normal text editor. So let me double click and show you what's in it. By default it's opening in a spreadsheet. So this is the way the spreadsheet looks, but I will also be able to open this in a text editor like gedit. So let me do that. I have all the data that was in the spreadsheet but in a text format, and that's the unique thing about CSV. And if we notice that every column has been separated using a comma, which is why we call it comma separated values. And this row has nothing, so only the total number of columns are represented by various commas. Now let me try and open this or this using a text editor and show you what happens if I do it. It will all be gibberish and you will not be able to read any or make any sense of what's written there. So I think it's open, and this is the way the spreadsheet looks if it's not saved as .csv. So this is ODS. I tried opening an ODS file. To open something in a text format, the only format that will support it is this format called the .csv. So not a very popular way to share spreadsheets, but when someone specifically says please send me the spreadsheet in the .csv format, they're perhaps using it to upload it into some other website or their own software, and that's the way we can save it in the .csv format. To summarize, we have seen 5 things. 1. The default version of Open Document Spreadsheet or ODS for people who use the Microsoft platform .xlsx for an image so that nobody can copy any data but view it .png format. You want them to perhaps even copy but not make any changes. Both these formats allow that, .pdf, and the CSV format if you want to send it as plain text separated using commas.